Let's go back to a time where studios were pumping out classics like there was no tomorrow, where they would actually take their time to craft something decent instead of trying to milk the player for all they're worth by pumping them with microtransactions. Dead Space 3. Alright, how's it going? Welcome to High Score. I'm Paz, and today we're looking at the sci-fi horror classic Dead Space. Ooh, spooky. Dead Space was released all the way back in 2008. Wow, I'm old. Created by Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey, whose names you may recognise if you were a fan of 2017's Call of Duty World War II, these two left EA to start their own gaming company, and the name of that company was Sledgehammer Games. Known for a bunch of Call of Duty games, such as Modern Warfare 3, Advanced Warfare, etc., they had a successful run at Sledgehammer, but they would never reach the highs of Dead Space. Because, you know, it's Dead Space we're talking about here. This futuristic sci-fi horror adventure was the brainchild of Schofield, stating that he always just wanted to scare people.
On Dead Space, my goal was to scare the heck out of one person. I wanted to make the scariest game. You know, you have to go in and go, I want to make the scariest game ever. Right? You don't go in and say, I want to make the third scary.
And for many, you succeeded, Glenn. The team at EA referred to the game internally as Resident Evil in Space, which is basically what it is. Resident Evil 4 had just come out prior to the production of Dead Space, and influenced the game heavily. Other inspirations came from the likes of the Alien franchise and Event Horizon, if anyone remembers that film. If anyone is interested, there's a really cool interview with Glenn Schofield where he goes into super detail about the production of the game. I'll link it below if anyone wants a little peek. Dead Space takes place in the far future, where humans have spent all of Earth's resources and must venture into the depths of space to harvest barren planets, using ships named Planet Crackers. These Planet Crackers ravage the planets they harvest, until, you find an alien shard deep beneath its surface that turns everyone into flesh-eating necromorphs. This brings us to the present day, where our protagonist, engineer Isaac Clarke, is on a mission to find out what happened to a really old planet cracker vessel, the USG Ishimura. Now that is out of the way, but let's all grab our plasma cutters and venture deep into the creepy corridors of the Ishimura. Spooky. The game begins with some horrendous static, which finally clears, showing us a briefing of the mission we're on. As you can see, Isaac is joined by two of the crew members, and all you have to know really is Zach Hammond good, Kendra Daniels bad. The briefing transitions into a pre-recorded message of a woman who seems to be in some distress.
Just stop, someone. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
We're rudely interrupted by Kendra.
Guess you really miss her.
Yeah, no shit, because that lady is Isaac's girlfriend. The ship comes out of lightspeed and we get a beautiful shot of the Aegis system. Oh, and look, can you see it? Look. It's the Ishimura.
Impressive.
The USG Ishimura.
Alright, sorry. They get closer to the Ishimura and try to hail them on comms. It's unsuccessful the first attempt, so Kendra butts her fat head in.
You're gonna need to boost the signal if their power's
Yes,
low.
we know.
They get nothing from their second try, but a few seconds later...
What is that?
Well, to be honest, Mr. Co-Pilot, sir, it sounds like someone is gargling on their own blood, or maybe having some kind of seizure.
It's a busted array like we thought.
Oh yeah, of course, silly me. The crew get closer in and prepare to dock until something blows up. I don't know what causes this, to be honest, but Kendra gets her head in again.
Manual, now!
Inside the magnetic field? Are you insane? Abort!
No! We can make it inside! Corporal, gave you an order!
The Callion manages to crash land into the Ishimura, but when the screen goes black, I found something. Look very closely. Did you see it? I think this is a bug, but Isaac pokes his little head out to say hello. Hello, Isaac. Kendra gets flappy again.
What? What the hell were you thinking? Were you trying to get us killed?
I just saved our asses, Miss Daniels. If we had aborted at that speed and distance, we'd have smashed right into the side of the Ishimura. Now settle down, let's get to work.
Yeah, you tell her, Hammond. The Kellion is pretty badly damaged in the crash, so Hammond suggests that they should make their way to flight control for some assistance. But before that, we've got to get our rig system online. The rig system is basically all of the UI elements put directly into Isaac's suit for a more immersive experience. This is a standout in the series for me because it's so unique. Creator and co-producer Glenn Schofield mentions that the idea for the rig system came from a video a co-worker had seen of a diver with the oxygen levels on the back of the swimsuit. Turns out that Schofield could never find that video or anything that resembles something like that at all.
Because at the time, we're talking about HUDs, and somebody said, I once thought I saw a HUD on the back of a scuba diver's back. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. I'm in deep water. I have gone back and I have looked since. I have never found a scuba diver gear with that on.
I know this game was made in 2008, but Jesus, some of the face models are horrifying. They exit the Ishimura and head to the security entrance, which is deathly quiet, there's nobody anywhere. Isaac makes his way to the security terminal, not mentioning to anyone that there's blood on the floor, and assesses the ship's damage report. Everything seems to be going swell, until the room goes into quarantine and a sound of something crawling in the vents can be heard. A horrific creature enters the room via a vent and proceeds to munch on creepy-faced mustache man, with Hammond screaming to Isaac to just bail.
Isaac, get the hell out of there!
A tense sequence ensues, with Isaac, who doesn't have anything to defend himself, trying to reach safety. Run, Isaac! Run!
Run, Isaac! Get the hell out of there!
Okay. Okay, I think we're safe. Whew. After that horrific event, Isaac finds the good old plasma cutter, and a very sad person crying creepily in the background. This is where the game starts plugging the strategic dismemberment gunplay, and it is, not in a psychotic way, really satisfying. Isaac gets to the tram control room and is also reunited with Kendra and Hammond. To say, for 2008, this is really impressive. They contact Isaac via these little holograms. Sometimes they even look realistic.
You listen to me. I will get you out of here alive.
Good one, Hammond. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Isaac is tasked to bring the tram systems back online. En route, Isaac reaches a hallway where the lights turn out. Freaky, right? Well, I decided to venture into the bathrooms for more loot.
The desire for social interaction, physical contact, affectional support may lead you to make poor judgments and decisions in multiple areas.
Damn, this game has fantastic audio design. Isaac repairs the damaged tram blocking the tram tunnels, gathers the keycard needed to access the tram controls, and makes his way back to Kendra and Hammond. Hammond tells Isaac to meet them both at the bridge after prepping the Kellion for launch, but Kendra again insists on butting in.
You're out of your league, Hammond. This is suicide. We're going to
Your
die
lack
up
of confidence in me is duly noted, Miss Daniels. But I have a mission to complete, and that's exactly what I am going to do, with or without you. Do we understand each other?
Isaac backtracks to the flight lounge, with the game changing up the atmosphere from when you were there last. Isaac accesses the Kellion's controls, only for it to start blowing up in his face, and ultimately he gets destroyed. They try to access the command computer of the ship, but they need the captain's rig to access it, and it turns out that won't look a day.
Get to the medical deck and find that rig as fast as you can.
What was that?
Man, some of these sequences are cool. Isaac gets off the tram at medbay and is greeted by the local Ishimura residents. Oh, well, thank you, blind lady. Some janky physics in this game. Hammond and Kendra get split up during their ambush, but the mission still stands for Isaac. Some of the crew of the Ishimura barricaded themselves in the emergency wing of the med lab, so Isaac needs some thermite to blow open the barricade. After surviving another quarantine attack, Isaac comes across a video log of a science officer. Here we get our first exposure to the religion of Dead Space, Unitology. Unitology is the worship of the Marker, an ancient alien artifact that was found on Earth. People believe that humans were created by an all-intelligent alien race, with the marker being somewhat of a gateway from this life over to heaven. These markers can cause some serious mental illness, driving the person to suicide or murder if exposed for long enough, eventually turning the individual into these necromorphs after death.
Dying down there, killing each other. Is this madness? The transformation Unitology teaches us?
The video log Isaac finds is a conversation between the captain and security officer Terrence Klein. Klein questions the captain on the ethical nature of the transformations the colonists are going through, but the captain is a full-blown Unitologist nutcase who thinks that this is the only way. Isaac continues searching for the equipment when he comes across probably the most disturbing section of the game. It seems to be some kind of prosthetics lab, but there's freaking babies and jazz everywhere. What the hell? If you listen closely, you can hear a lullaby of some kind, and also the wails of a crying baby in the background. Oof, creepy. Isaac finds the thermite but needs a shock pad to ignite it. He enters a hallway with some pretty disturbing noises. I remember this freaking me out as a kid playing this for the first time. You okay there, buddy? Excuse me, sir. Hey. You okay there? Okay then. Just before we find what we're looking for, we get our first sequence out in space, sort of. These sequences are cool, but the anti-gravity gameplay sequences take the cake. They switch up the gameplay and offer a break in pace by making you solve somewhat easy puzzles in order to progress. Good job, EA! Never thought I'd say that. Isaac gets what he needs and makes it through the barricade. He continues on and finds a video log. I wonder who this could be.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan transmitting ship-wide. We need more help. We don't have the resources to deal with this many cases. Nobody would tell us what's happening.
Another one of those creepy sequences come up, and while there isn't many, I do think they add to the creepiness level of the game.
I just woke up in here and everybody was gone. I don't know what's happening.
Isaac enters the morgue because, of course, we have to be here. And we get a look at how the necromorphs spread, and it's not pretty. Hammond contacts Isaac after he retrieves the captain's codes and mentions that he's trapped a necromorph in an escape pod. Remember that one for later. He waffles on and mentions that the orbit of the ship is decaying rapidly, so Isaac, being an engineer, has to go and fix the problem all on his little lonesome. Isaac manages to get the refueling process for the engine online, and on the way back we find out that Kendra is actually alive and sort of safe after getting split up from Hammond. After firing up the Ishimura's engines, we can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Right?
Wait, we're not safe yet. Ship's asteroid defense system is offline.
On the way up, the ship's going to pass through a debris field thrown up from the planet crack.
God damn it. Isaac starts to leave the area when we get a weird message come through.
Isaac, where are you? It's me, Nicole.
That sounds totally legit, Isaac. Going about our business, Hammond and Kendra get into a little scuffle. And rightly so, because Hammond knows that the marker is on the ship, and that it might be of alien origin. Why the f*** didn't you tell us this sooner, Hammond? Jesus. We reunite with Hammond on the bridge where he's desperately trying to fix the asteroid defense system. I like the voice acting in this game, they do a really decent job.
Damn, you scared me. The place is making me jumpy. Fucking asteroids coming through the roof.
Oh hey little guy. As Isaac leaves the bridge, we find out what that really big thing is Hammond was talking about. This game has excellent enemy variety.
Isaac, make us whole again.
Hey, sup Nicole? After massacring more of the crew, you come across a section where the player has to run across the top of the ship to reach the asteroid cannon. I like this section because this part could have just been a cutscene. Even though it is just running and hiding, it makes you more invested in the world the developer created. Other games, such as the Half-Life and Bioshock series, take these approaches to sections of their games and it does wonders for immersion. Isaac reaches the cannon and the game literally makes you play asteroids. It's a pretty easy section and if you fail, you're a complete noob, to be honest. Come on. Finally, another problem squashed. Time for a little breathe.
You're not gonna believe this. Oxygen levels are falling. Something's poisoning hydroponics air production, and whatever it is, it's filling the deck up with that organic stuff.
We need to gather some equipment from the chemistry lab in order to solve our problem. With a little help from Kendra, this shouldn't be too difficult. Isaac reaches his room as some kind of super necromorph is chilling in stasis. Hopefully that thing isn't alive. We gather what we need and then this geezer rocks up. There's been a couple of audio logs from this guy, but he's just your stereotypical psychopath.
Stop your struggle. Our future, your future, the future of our race ends here.
Yeah, dude, keep waffling. Oh, brilliant, and this thing regenerates as well. I do actually like this part though, it gets proper tense in this little room. En route to our last item, Hammond tries to reach us and the poor guy isn't having a good time. Here he is again, and again. There's a little boss section here where we manage to freeze the regen necromorph. Hopefully that's the last we see of that thing. Now that we've got everything we need, Isaac is on his way to clear the poison from the air. We bump into Hammond for some reason, I don't really know why he's here, but he can barely breathe at the moment.
This deck? I think they're what's poisoning the air. They've been transformed. I saw one of them. Bloated, swollen.
Oh, they got a little pumpkin patch. Ew, Hammond wasn't wrong. Poor bastards. Isaac manages to get the air clean, but whatever was in food storage is still there, so yeah, here we go. Oh, okay. This is a pretty fun boss section, to be fair. It's pretty much a standard boss fight, you just shoot the weak points of the enemies to win. Successfully defeating the giant angry anus finally clears the air. Thank God. Isaac's next port of call is to try and send out an SOS beacon by attaching one to a captured asteroid and then firing said asteroid out into open space for someone to find. Isaac heads down to maintenance and crosses an area where he needs to get to a repair room.
Isaac? Is that really you?
Holy shit, it's Nicole. She starts to disable the lock to the room where the beacon is, and you have to defend her from hordes of enemies. This whole section is really weird, and it even starts to mess with your own head. Is she alive? Is she dead? At this point, who knows? I mean, she manages to open the door for you, so, you know, maybe she's alive.
I love you.
Isaac plants that sucker and flies the asteroid into space. Fingers crossed someone picks up, am I right? Well, someone did pick up the phone, fortunately. The good old USM Valor. Finally, some help.
This is USM Valor, widecasting on all frequencies to USG Ishimura in response to your SOS. We've picked up your escape pod, number 47, and are en route to your position. This message will repeat every 30 seconds until you respond.
Something is blocking the signal in order for us to reach the Valor, but it can't be that bad, can it? Oh, it's a giant spider necromorph, brilliant. It's a similar boss fight to the asteroid game we played, except this one's a bit more annoying. It takes a good 10 minutes to beat this one. Kendra finally makes contact.
Open the escape pod! Damn it! Respond!
I like how they make you focus on the video log even though the Valor is literally on a collision course to the Ishimura.
Isaac! Isaac, are you there? Thank God you're alright.
Do I look alright, Hammond?
Someone's been blocking my rig signal remotely.
Interesting.
Listen, I'm calling aboard on the mission. Fuck the CEC and fuck the chain of command. We have to get the hell out of here.
Oh, now we're aborting the mission. Okay, Hammond, yeah. Apparently the plan is head to the Valor, take their singularity core, and use it to power one of the Ishimura's shuttles. Isaac takes the tram to the USM Valor crash site, and Hammond has some bad news to tell us.
I don't think their presence here is a coincidence. They're not on reconnaissance, and they're not on patrol. This ship is prepped for war. They're on a seek and destroy mission. Do you hear me?
There's radioactive material blocking Isaac's path across to the Valor, so he dumps that shit out in space, because we haven't got time for that. He enters the Valor, and I love how creepy it is in here. Thought you were getting used to the horrors of the Ishimura? Think again. I'd be straight out of there, mate. Look at the state of this place. Apparently the crew of the Valor have stasis packs in their suits, similar to Isaac, but when they're turned it seems like as though it molds with their flesh, making them absolutely rapid necromorphs. It's like it does what the opposite of the stasis does. Look at them go! I love the attention to detail in the Valor. You can clearly see that the soldiers on the ship have barricaded the doors for safety. It's the little things, it all adds up. As Isaac explores the Valor, we get to meet Terrence Kine, a name you may remember from earlier, where he's talking to the captain in a video log. Look at this poor bastard, you can't even put him out of his misery. And where's this geezer going? Isaac powers down the engines and retrieves the singularity core. It causes a shutdown and starts to blow up, so he goes underneath for protection. I'm not really sure that's going to protect you from explosions, but you know. And then Hammond rocks up out of nowhere.
Isaac! Over here! I've been trying to reach you, my comm was out. Tell this singularity core that's not to get out of here. Get that cornerstone! Don't wait for me! Oh, fuck me!
Oh shit, no, not Hammond. That is a horrific way to go. Sorry, Hammond. We get revenge on the beast. Barely, look at my health. And why am I like this? Isaac heads for the shuttle Hammond found and stumbles into the aftermath of what could only be a unitology party. It's a pretty unsettling room to be in, made even more so by someone singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star somewhere. Everyone's favourite nut job rocks up again.
They're ready. Take him.
Who are you talking to? Isaac bumps into Kine on his travels, and the guy's clearly losing his mind, but currently he's sane enough to tell us his plan to take the marker back to the planet where it belongs, then drop the section of the planet that they mine back down on the planet to destroy it. Bloody hell. Sounds like a solid plan to me. Releasing the shuttle, Kine is able to make his way in said shuttle to the cargo area where Isaac needs to get the marker onto the shuttle. On the way back to the cargo area of the Ishimura, our number one resident psychopath makes contact again.
As I gaze up on the face of God,
I'm not even giving him that. You have to move the marker with your telekinesis ability while holding off hordes of enemies. I like these sections apart from the giant necromorph tentacles. Isaac makes his way to familiar territory and prepares Kyne to dock the shuttle. Doing the same as before, you have to move the marker across his area into the shuttle.
We can end this nightmare, at last.
Yeah, let's do this. And there he is, look. Not sure why he's waiting there, but...
Wait, Amelia.
Sorry, Isaac. I couldn't let him go through with it.
Kendra was evil all along. She reels off a lot of exposition here, telling us that, well, take a listen for yourself.
Thank you for helping me find him, by the way. My department's been looking for this place for a long time. See what Kyne didn't know was? It was the government's mess to begin with. This whole planet is one big experiment. The marker? This divine relic? Made by man. They reverse engineered it a couple of 100 years ago from the real marker.
She still wants what we want, to destroy the marker, but why not do it together? Not the smartest of moves there, Kendra. Or is it?
Isaac, Nicole, I need you to help me. Help us. Now!
Oh damn, I forgot about Nicole. You go to meet Nicole, but I don't think this is normal.
Isaac? Is that really you?
Isaac follows Nicole's commands and remote pilots the shuttle to bring it back to the Ishimura. Yeah, Kendra's not happy about that.
You're making a big mistake.
Isaac and Nicole board the shuttle and make their way down to the planet below. Hey look, there's the chunk of planet. That's pretty cool. Isaac manages to drag the marker all the way to its pedestal, which causes the gravity tethers holding the chunk of the planet up to be disabled. Uh-oh. He walks into a decontamination room where it shuts off the room from seeing outside. It's just so it can load the next section, I think.
Isaac.
Yep, there she is.
Marker's coming with me.
Excuse me? Kendra shows us what we've all been feeling deep down this whole time. Nicole has been dead all along. It's pretty depressing as she stabs herself with a needle ending her own life, but deep down we knew something wasn't right. Shit hits the fan and Kendra bucks it to try and get back to the ship, as does Isaac, and somehow she manages to get there before us, until a giant necromorph tentacle saves the day.
Oh my god!
Oof, what a way to go. Okay, giant tentacle. We've dealt with these before. Oh hell yeah. This is an intense boss fight. The way it slams its tentacles down and the way it picks you up to try and munch on you. Man, this blew me away as a youngling. Somehow a small human defeats this massive creature, and now Isaac's got to get the fuck out of there. Go Isaac, go, 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 come on, come on, come on, come on, go, 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 go. Isaac barely manages to escape the planet as it's pretty much destroyed in front of him. The absolute madman takes his helmet off. Yeah, you can breathe now, Isaac. I think we can all breathe. Go and have a beer. Have a chill. Ice cold Corona. Oh, I can't say that. Nice cold Fosters. Sorry, I had to. Well, what an experience the original Dead Space is. I'm hoping in the future we get a remaster of this game. I would love to see what the developers could do with the tech we've got now. It would look so good. Thrilling, terrifying, and claustrophobic are some of the words that perfectly sum up the original Dead Space, and it's something every horror fan should definitely play at some point. My favourite moment from the game would probably just be walking around the halls of the Ishimura, especially those bathrooms. Boy, do they have some interesting sounds coming from them. Let me know what yours is down below. Titanfall 2 just about edged Dead Space in terms of points, but next episode we're grabbing our trusty old plasma cutter and heading back into the necromorph outbreak in Dead Space 2, so stick around, you know, if you want to.